Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's District 5 United meeting. I'm pleased to have Daniel Reyes here who will make an announcement about East San Jose Unity on Education, an effort that he is leading.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Daniel Reyes. I want to thank you, Juan. Uh, I live in District 8 since 1973. The college was barely being built at that time. About 6 years ago, uh, accidentally, I became aware that the college was intending to lease 27 acres for the period of 90 plus years. That alone raised the flag to me because in 90 years, none of us most likely will be here. Unless you happen to be like my mom, that next week she will be 104. But in a serious note, uh, we started fighting with an opposition for that lease to be for that long of a time, especially was when it was not intended for educational purposes. Instead, it was for commercial. So the opposition, I thought it was by myself. At one time, when there was a meeting of District A Roundtable, and I was questioning the city council at that time to give us information about that proposal. She claimed ignorant. So I turned around and I asked the attendants, how many are with me opposing the leasing of the 27 acres for that period of time? I didn't know what was going to be their opinion, but everybody rose up. From there, we gained traction. And since then, we were able to stop up to this point. They already were making plans of how the buildings were going to be, what was going to be there, and all that. And the main thing is that they never really asked the community what we wanted to have there. So all of this that is going on at the college is going to take about a year. So what I'm asking you, the community, to be alert, to be informed, to touch with us, the opposition to that list of the land that may not be for educational purposes. Myself, I would like to see a science museum in there. Others would like to see an aquatic center in there. Regardless of what is being built in the future, it has to be with input of the East Side residents. We deserve better. We deserve a college that equals to the colleges in the West Side. The educational programs that they will offer has to prepare our children, the next generation. Yes, we can build houses. Yes, we can clean beds. Yes, we can serve and cook for the restaurants, but also our children can be scientists. Our children can work in the high-tech industry. And there's going to be a lot of work in that area. Let not our children be out of that park. They have to be involved. So that brings me to another point. And let me give you an idea of why we think that we can be successful. About 5, 6 years, there was a Measure B and Measure C, where the developments wanted to build 900 houses against the East Side hills. They spent $7 million saying that those houses would be for senior citizens, for low-income families, and for veterans. Now, if you live in the West Side, it sounds pretty good. But if you think about it, how many senior citizens can afford a house that would cost over $1 million? How many low-income families can afford $1 million home? And how many veterans can do the same? So why were we successful is because we touched doors, we knocked doors, we went to the different organizations, and we told them the facts. And that was the reason that they spent $7 million and we were able to raise $100,000 and we defeated them. I expect the same from our community. Once we get involved, we know the facts, and we say, well, we want our college to be like, what kind of education we want for our children, that they don't have to travel all the way to the other colleges in the West, because we are not offering the programs that they need in order to get those jobs in the high tech. So why am I here talking to you? We have about 4 new members of the board, and they are pro-education. They would like to see something better than just leasing the land for commercial uses. But they need to be supported by you, the community, because they represent you. So if you don't speak up, if you don't get in touch, if you don't participate in these conversations, then we will have a lost battle. It's tenuous. It takes time for us. We need to be informed of the issues. So I'm asking you that this, keep it in the front of your face all the time. Make note, put it on the refrigerator. It says, how do we ask Juan for us to participate? How can we have speakers that can come and tell us what are the different proposals? How we can participate in the development of the master plan that is coming up at the college. Education is vital for the generations that are coming up, whether you are Black, Hispanic, or any other race. Our children need a good education, and that's what I'm appealing to you. Get involved, get in touch with us. I belong to the District 8 Land Use Committee, and we are very involved on every issue that has to do on how the land is used in the East Side. So please, I implore you, for the sake of your children, and because it's hard to get an education that is worth preparing you for the future. If we don't have a college that represents those values, your children will not be able to get the jobs that are going to be needed in the future. If you have any questions, I can give you my phone number, my email, and I'd be glad to come and talk to you as well. By the way, right now in my home, I have 6 students, all minorities, that are already taking classes at the college level, and they came from middle school. But it took a lot of work from the professor and from me to bring the parents to my home, teach the parents why education is so important, because a lot of them have never been at a college. So how can they steer the children towards an education at a college level? So I'm opening myself to you. I'm a very humble person. I owe a lot to this country because I came with no money and I was able to have a bright future. Your children deserve the same, no less. So thank you, Juan.